Hey, welcome back to Major Slack Attack, your first stop for titillating tactical Baldur's Gate 3 gameplay. Welcome to part 2 of my walkthrough. Now, before we get underway, it has come to my attention that it is actually better not to lobotomize us. Which in hindsight makes sense. Apparently, when you pull a brain out of someone's skull and then immediately poke it with your thumb like you're checking if an avocado was ripe, it has consequences. Who knew? So, we'll be kicking off part 2 by reloading a quick save just before we performed said questionable procedure at the end of part 1 and bravely experiment with a new cutting-edge medical technique called not jamming our thumbs into an exposed brain. We're just going to ignore the allure of passing the more difficult dexterity check, which apparently Larian put in the game as some kind of sucker play, and simply go for door number 2, spare the creature. Alright, this will have the effect of spawning us with the newborn status with only 11 HP. But it doesn't stay like that for long. Yes, they grow up so fast. In this case, our newly born jams through childhood and puberty in about 10 seconds flat. Wait for it. Wait for it. And voila! Us is now fully grown, and it now has 21 health instead of 15 health in the lobotomized version. And us is more intelligent. Yes, us more smart. We big smart too. Okay, so just a quick correction. To recap, pass all the ability checks required to extract the brain from the skull, then simply opt for spare the creature. Everybody on the same page? Done and done. Moving right along.
Major Slack Attack.
Alright, so now we have to get back to the area where we first rescued Shadowheart. This is pretty routine, so let me fast track this while I lay out what's on the menu today. We're coming up on our first major battle of the walkthrough, a real welcome to Baldur's Gate 3 moment. Nothing too fancy, but definitely spicy enough that you want your team properly locked and loaded, and with their game faces on. But don't worry, stick with the slack and you won't get whacked. Alright, back in the room where we first rescued Shadowheart. Let's take care of a few loose ends before we get off to the fight. Number 1, pick up this Nautiloid tank here. This is very important.
Maybe I need more pockets.
Okay, and our hero is complaining about needing more pockets. Let's send some stuff over to Shadowheart. Something you could do here is click on this to get the entire party. Okay, and then we can just drag and drop stuff over. So let's drag this chest over to Shadowheart and this chest over to Shadowheart. So share the load there. Alright, done and done. Next, do a little looting over here. Grab all that loot.
Brain in a jar.
And the elaborate reliquary. Needs a key. Where's the key? The key is in this room right here.
Better not be cursed.
Yeah, you never know. Some sphincters are cursed. Yes. 66 going on 16 here. So loot this dead thrall, and here's where you find the gold key. Alright, so take that, and I'm just going to go back and loot that chest before I forget. Okay, so the gold key can be used to open up this elaborate reliquary. Get the loot. Done and done, and let's go back into this room here and get something else that's important. And one of my favorite cutscenes. Interact with this mind flayer pod.
A dazed woman is trapped inside the pod. She doesn't notice you.
Alright. And like I said, one of my favorite cutscenes. Let's just interact with this here. Place your hand on the console.
As you place your hand on the pod, you hear something. A presence connected to the pod, commanding the person inside to change.
Dude. I just love that scene. I don't know why.
Cainchar, changed at the pull of a lever. How? If we are not purified, this may be our fate.
Kincha.
That cannot be our fate.
Okay, watch the language there, Lazel. This is a family-friendly channel. Yeah, right, Slag. Yeah, right. Okay, make sure you loot this chest here. Context menu and grab that and pick that up too. So now you should have 3 chests spread out between the group here, okay? Your squad leader has one that we sent over to Shadowheart, okay? And grab that there. And loot this guy here. And here's another way you can free Shadowheart if you're not playing as a wizard. I won't cover that now, but...
This might unlock those controls next to the pod.
Okay, what she said. That's it. That's everything in this room. Let's make like cowboys and get the F out of Dodge. Okay, we did this and we're good to go. Okay, so we're going towards the quest marker. Down there, there's the quest marker. Escape the Nautiloid. Reach the helm. Okay, so go through another sphincter. He said sphincter. Yeah, sphincter. Okay, so this is it, boys and girls. Interact with the restoration pod. And we got a little pile of fire here. This is very important, and this is where you continue into the big fight. Alright? Do not go through this door until you are ready, until you're fully locked and loaded. Okay, I'm going to show you how to get locked and loaded right now. So this is going to start with separating your group. Here's the toggle group mode. Okay, press that button and separate your group. Now your group each can move individually without dragging the other. That's very important. All right, and let's just trigger a cutscene and an autosave by sending
A long way to go still.
Shadowheart into here. Make sure she doesn't walk through the fire.
We are nearing the helm. Once inside, do as I say.
Done and done. Okay, I'll send her down here to trigger an autosave. There's the autosave. Okay, and back up. Tactical view. Zoom in on the fire, and we're going to group everybody tactically around the fire, starting with Shadowheart. Put it right there.
Eager for battle.
Lazel will put you right here. Squad leader missiles.
Still breathing, despite
Put you right
everything.
here.
Light on my feet.
Done and done. Next, party view. You click on this and open up party view. Let's make sure everybody has a ranged weapon. Lazel has a short bow. Let's transfer this over to Shadowheart. Have Lazel equip this light crossbow, which is better than that. We're going to get another light crossbow for Shadowheart later on. And that's good. Now, Shadowheart needs to prepare the proper spells. Shadowheart, spellbook. This is good. This is good. Remove inflict wounds. Remove shield of faith. Add bless. And command. Okay, so now her prepared spells are guiding bolt, healing word, bless, and command. Good. And you should find all these down here in her list of spells. Just click on this. Because there's guiding bolt, command, bless, and healing word. Done and done. Next, Miss Isles.
Still
Let's make
alive,
sure you
so
have the right
that's progress.
spells. Let's take out Tasha's Hideous Laughter and add Find Familiar. Okay, so her prepared spells are Expeditious Retreat, Find Familiar, Magic Missile, and Sleep. Probably won't use Sleep, but it's good to have around anyways. And go back to our custom. And here we'll add Find Familiar. Go to Common, and let's add Dip. I'm going to be using that frequently. Dash. And that's about it. Oh, and let's throw in Mage Hand. Okay, so that's our custom bar. Oh, and our bow attack. just for good measure. Probably won't use it, but the piercing shot. There we go. That turned nice custom bar. Done and done. Let's lock that. Good. Next. Miss Isles doesn't need this quarterstaff. Let's take this out and give her a weapon that she's a melee weapon that she's more proficient in, which would be... Do we have one? Here we go. Short sword. Very good. Done and done. Picked up non-alloy tech. I'm just going through my... I got this to-do list here. This is massive to-do list. I think that's about it. Okay, so a quick save. Now we're going to get locked and loaded and get ready for the fight. This starts by... We already toggled group off. We're gathered around the fire. We transferred the chest. Let's have Shadowheart drop all the chests in this hallway right here. This is important. So over to Shadowheart. You go over here. Drop this chest. And we're going to line them up along this side of the corridor right here. So you can just drag and drop it like that. You can actually rotate them too. Let's just stick this right here. We're just going to line them up along this side. It doesn't really matter exactly where. We're going to place them precisely once we get into the fight. Drop that. And we just want to leave a passageway along the left side here. So pick this up. That works. And finally,
No one stopped me yet.
transfer this chest over to Shadowheart.
My faith will guide me.
Drop it. See if you can move this one in a little bit. Right there. Perfect. Okay, so we got these all lined up on the right side, and there's passage on the left side. That's important. Let's bring Shadowheart back here.
I'll take this way.
Quick save. Okay, next. Everyone's got their bows ready. Back to
I've got a long road ahead.
Miss Isles. Here, find familiar and choose the crab. Okay, you have 6 different options here. Cat, crab, frog, rat, raven, and spider. Choose the crab. Cast it. Doesn't matter where. Okay, see, there's a conjured crab. And finally, we're going to take us and move him towards this restoration pod here. Right here. Be advised that once you do that, don't access your main squad leader again, because us will move back to join your main squad leader. Okay, so having done all that, do a quick save just in case you screw this next part up. Now we're going to turn turn-based mode on, even though we're not in a fight yet. You could do this at will anytime. Turn-based mode on and off. Okay, so click on that. Okay, now we're going to get ready for the fight. First thing we're going to do is have our squad leader, Miss Isles, cast Expeditious Retreat on herself. Okay, so click there, click on yourself, and we're going to cast Mage Hand. And we can put it down here somewhere, like right there. Okay, so Expeditious Retreat, Mage Hand, and Lazelle also has a Mage Hand of her own. So we can cast her Mage Hand. Put it right next to the other guy. It doesn't really matter where. Let's put it there. Okay, so now we have 2 Mage Hands, and our squad leader has Expeditious Retreat in effect. You can see that. Sorry.
Got a lot on my mind.
You can see Expeditious Retreat ready to go here. So basically we can use as a bonus action. We can use dash as a bonus action anytime now. And that's it. Now we're just going to simply end turn. There's a hotkey to end turn. So instead of clicking here, you just hit the hotkey. Having done all that, just end everyone's turn so that we get to the environment's turn. Alright?
Action, not reaction.
It's the environment's turn. Turn over. Now we have a new turn. Everybody has all their actions, bonus actions, and movement speed ready to go again. Next, we're going to hit up Shadowheart, and we're going to have her bless. I've changed the strategy several times. I'm going to go with, this may seem a little radical, but I'm going to go with blessing Lae'zel, our squad leader, and us, instead of just blessing the 3 squad members. Okay, so we're going with Lae'zel, squad leader, and us. Okay, so they now all have the blessing, if you will. And that's exactly what it does there. For 10 turns, gains a 1d4 bonus to attack rolls. Okay, so basically we're rolling a 4-sided dice for every attack roll and adding the resulting roll of that 4-sided dice to the attack roll. And I'll explain about attack rolls when we get to the fight. There's all about attack rolls. A dice roll that determines whether an attack hits a target. The attack succeeds if the roll matches or exceeds the target's armor class. Get more into that when we get to the fight. But that's basically a benefit we all want. Next, bless is done. Now we're going to go back to Shadowheart and click on dip. And dip in the fire anywhere.
This'll make things interesting.
Make sure you don't dip too far, otherwise Shadowheart will wander into the fire. You don't want that. Once she's dipped her short bow in the fire, you can see right here. Dipped in fire, 3 turns remaining. Okay, make sure that's in effect there. And just push Shadowheart down the corridor.
I'll go this way.
Done and done. Same thing with Lae'zel.
Action, not reaction.
Find dip is typically in the bottom left corner. Dip in the fire near her.
Wise strategy.
She dips her bow in the fire, or her crossbow in the fire, and just send her right down here like that. Finally, our squad leader.
Looking ahead.
Same thing. Dip in the fire.
Good opportunity.
Make sure she doesn't wander through the fire. If you can see that, make sure, because the game does not like detour you safely around hazards. You have to tell it specifically to go around hazards. Okay, it's a little annoying, but yeah, I've set myself on fire so many times doing that. Okay, and down here. Okay, so everybody's grouped down here, and finally, that is it. Okay, so now we're gonna have us hit the restoration pod, which will restore everybody's actions, bonus actions, and most importantly, spell slots. Okay? And we're just going to push us down here to join the others. Make sure he doesn't wander into the fire as well. And let's make sure the Conjure Crab is in with the other group. That's it. We are now locked and loaded. At this point, I would strongly recommend that you do a hard save, so you can come back to this point. See, like, you know, in case you screw up in the fight, because if you have a limited number of quick saves like I do, everything's going to get overwritten. Okay, so I'm just going to call this locked and loaded simply. Done and done. And do a quick save. And that's it. You're ready to rock. Strike that. There's one more thing to do, and that's end turn. Because as you can see, some of our guys have lost some of their resources. Okay, so we're going to end turn on everybody. Go back to the environment turn.
Enough waiting. I crave blood.
It's the environment's turn. Everybody's got all their resources back, and take whoever's closest to the door. This will be Shadowheart. Have her interact with the sphincter to start it off. This will drag everybody in all at once.
transponder. We must escape. Now.
Do it. We will deal with the Geich after we escape.
Connect the nerves. Nerves. We will connect them.
Let these intruders.
We need to get out of here now.
Okay, here it begins. Some of you are probably looking at this going, what the fuck? Yeah, this is the attack order, or the initiative order, I think it's called officially. Let me just bring up the journal. Tutorials. Combat. Combat is turn-based, yada yada yada. Here we go. With characters rolling an initiative dexterity check to determine who acts first. All combatants are shown at the top of the screen in order of their initiative roll. Okay, that's what's officially called, the initiative roll. Okay, so there's your initiative roll. That's basically the order in which everybody acts in. And back to tutorials, if you go to shared initiative, when rolling an initiative check at the start of the combat to determine turn order, party members may end up acting directly before or after each other. In this case, the character's actions, bonus actions, and movement may be taken in any order you wish. This is also true for multiplayer characters. Okay, so these here are grouped together, so that's what's known as shared initiative. Okay, and I'll get back to that in a moment. First of all, what is your objective here? Your objective, basically this guy here, the Mind Flayer, who is actually on our side for now. Okay, as indicated by him being colored in green. Okay, he's highlighted in green. He's on our side for now. He's fighting Commander Zhalk, the star of the show. Alright, and he has told us in the cutscene, he's mistaken us for allies. So he said, Thrall, connect the nerves of the transponder now. The transponder is way down here. All we have to do to complete that objective is to get down here with any party member that's not like, you know, a summon or anything. One of our regular party members. It could be either your squad leader, Shadowheart, or Lae'zel. And hit that, interact with that, and that's it. That's all you have to do in this area. But there are a whole bunch of enemies in this area. There's two imps. There's an imp there. There's a lesser imp there. There's a Hellsboar here. There's Commander Zhalk himself, which if you do context menu and examine, you'll see he's a level 8 Cambion. There's the Mind Flayer who's on our side for now, but he will turn hostile later on. I'll explain why. He's a level 8 Mind Flayer. And down here, two more imps and a Hellsboar are going to spawn in this area here once you go past this trigger line here. Just for demonstrational purposes, I'm going to speed run Miss Isles all the way down to the end. Okay, this is just for demonstrational purposes. So let us cast our dash bonus action, which is made available by Expeditious Retreat. Go as far as we can. Okay, now here you see she's right close to these two guys. Commander Zhalk has got a mat on for this Mind Flayer. He's not going to attack anybody else until the Mind Flayer is dead. Likewise, the Mind Flayer is on our side. He's not going to attack anybody else except Commander Zhalk until he's dead. Meanwhile, let's continue. We can actually cast dash on ourselves and go even further. Go down here. As soon as you go across this trigger line here, two more imps and a Hellsboar are going to spawn in this area here. So let's just trigger them. There'll be a little cutscene.
Hurry before they strike.
Okay, let's go as far as we can. There's the two more imps. Lesser imp, and a lesser Hellsboar. So that's a total of 4 lesser imps and 2 lesser Hellsboars. 1 Commander Zhalk, 1 Mind Flayer so far. Now, this is the way it works. Once Commander Zhalk is dead by any means, let's say the Mind Flayer survives. If you kill all his minions, which are this lesser imp and the 2, like basically the 4 lesser imps and the 2 lesser Hellsboars, okay, all the 6 lesser enemies, if you kill all of them, the Mind Flayer will go hostile. He will no longer be on your side. If you keep just one of these guys alive, the Mind Flayer will stay in green status and will remain on your side. Okay, so that's the basics of that. Now, I'm just going to jam through all the turns to get back to Miss Isles' turn again.
Let's finish this.
Just for demonstrational purposes. Hellsborn is looking around for an invisible hand. He finds the invisible hand. It's this Hellsborn's turn. He's probably going to rush up and attack with Miss Isles. Nope, he didn't have enough. It's our crab's turn. Skip. Lesser imps take their turn. Swing and a miss. Lesser imp takes his turn. We took a hit. That means we no longer have Expeditious Retreat available. 2 Mage Hand's turn. Skip, skip. Final imp's turn.
Take this shit, or Zarya will have your head.
Commander Zhalk takes his turn. And finally, it's our turn again. Okay? And this is typical. All the enemies have surrounded me, so the minute I make any kind of move, it provokes an attack of opportunity. I'll get into that later, but just for demonstrational purposes, let's get out of that by casting Disengage. Disengage. Then we can cast Expeditious Retreat again on ourselves to get an extra dash. And we can go to the transponder. All the way to the transponder.
I need to reach the transponder.
That's it. That's all you have to do. Alright? But if you rush, if you speed run for the transponder, you are leaving at least 210 XP on the table. Each of these smaller guys are worth 10 XP, and they're 6 times 10, that's 60. Commander Zhalk himself is worth 75 XP, and there's actually an achievement connected with killing Commander Zhalk, which is actually the title of this this part, Devil's in the Details. And if you make the Mind Flayer go hostile, actually you don't have to make him go hostile, you can just kill him outright. You can just murder him even if he's an ally. He's worth another 75 XP right there. So all those, if you kill all those, which is what we're going to do, that's 210 XP. Instead of just simply speed running, hitting the transponder, exiting, running away like a little girl. And I'm just going to skip all the all the cutscenes and show you what happens afterwards. I'll show all those cutscenes at the end of the video, but for now, just for demonstrational purposes, we're going to land on the beach, and all we're going to get is 5 XP for having gone through that area. But that is technically all you're required to do. Okay, we're on the beach.
Wake, the tadpole
Skip Skippy.
Other than the but it'll all be the tadpole.
And there's our 5 XP, and that's all we get. Okay, and if you do this, you don't even level up. As you can see, we're still on level 1. Alright, so that's all you're required to do, but we're not going to do that. We are going to we're going to take on this fight. One more thing I forgot to mention. Let's just enter again.
What's next?
What did I do? Oh yeah, I forgot to enter.
What to do?
Environment turn.
My faith protects
Send the
me.
closest one in. Let's skip the cutscenes. Commander Zhalk takes a whack.
Now.
Okay. One more thing. Did I mention that we have 15 turns? No, I did not. Yeah. Okay. There is a time limit to get down to touch the transponder. You have a 15 turn time limit. This is rare in the game where you actually have a time limit. Okay. If you don't get down to the transponder by 15 turns, that's it. Game over. And another thing, when this turn counter counts down to turn 9, 2 more Cambions are going to spawn in this area and start proceeding through and be right on our ass. And these 2 Cambions are also level 8 Cambions, just like Commander Zhalk. Alright? So, and some have taken on the challenge of killing everybody, including those 2 Cambions. Just as a kind of a challenge. You see that challenge a number of places on YouTube. We're not going to do that. I'm not going to burden everybody with doing that, because this walkthrough, like I said, is addressing mere mortals. But I will show you how to kill Commander Zhalk. Okay? And you will join the hallowed halls of the 40.5% who have gotten that achievement. Devil's in the details. Alright? And the thing about this is you have to make sure that you get the kill, because don't forget, this guy is fighting this guy. And if the Mind Flayer gets the kill, you're not going to get that achievement. I'm going to show you how to make sure you get the kill. And I think that's it. That's everything about this fight. That's the basics of this fight. Let's start the fight. Let's roll back to that save and get into the details of the strategy. Okay, let me just end turn here. Environment turn, and then going to properly save. It's our turn again. Let me save the game properly. Save. Locked and loaded. Overwrite. Done and done. And quick save. Alright, here we go. Commander Zhalk fight underway. Let's get in there. Let's get into it. Open up. Skip the cutscene because we've already seen that. Commander Zhalk opens up. And he missed the Mind Flayer. That's very good. Okay, do a quick save now. Alright, now about the initiative roll. You may have noticed that it's a random initiative roll every single time. If we go back to journal, tutorials, combat, and here we go. Combat is turn-based with characters rolling an initiative check that determined who acts first. Okay, so the initiative check is basically, I showed you this before. Go to details, there's your initiative. Each character has a different initiative. This is +3, and you roll a 4-sided dice and you add the result of that roll to your initiative. Whoever has the highest score goes first, whoever has the lowest score goes last, and that applies to every single character in this initiative roll, which means that you'll get a completely, well, a mostly random initiative roll. So you may be wondering, hey Slack, how can I follow your walkthrough if I get a different initiative roll than you do? Well, that's easy, because everybody in this party has a specific assignment. Okay, as long as you follow that party member's assignment, it doesn't matter what order the initiative roll is in. Okay, I've replayed this fight dozens of times and I've gotten dozens of different initiative rolls. It doesn't matter, just follow your party member's specific assignment and you're going to be fine. Okay, now there's a 7 out of 10 chance that your squad leader, Miss Isles, is gonna start first in the initiative roll. If you don't get that, just reload your locked and loaded save and enter again. Okay, so it's a good chance she's gonna start first. And if you did everything as I told you to previously, you're gonna get one-shot instant kills on all the imps. Okay, so that's with your squad leader, with a light crossbow, with fire damage. Alright, so that's gonna be a 98% chance to hit. It's not 100%, I'll explain about that later. And a 98% chance of one-shotting this imp. Let's just take the shot. It's a kill. If you don't get an instant kill, reload. Next, your squad leader, Miss Isles, her assignment is to loot this guy, all these guys here, and move these Nautiloid tanks over near Commander Zhalk. Okay, so that's her assignment. Loot that guy. And we're going to need some extra movement speed, so go over here. Let's go to custom, and we have this here. This is as a result of our expeditious retreat. Dash bonus action. Click on that. Click on your character. We have a lot of extra movement. Now we can loot all these guys here.
Anything of use?
Typically these guys are all empty except the last one, which has a crossbow. So just loot them, but just loot them just to make sure. Loot. And loot. There we go. There's a crossbow. Take that. And you know what? We can send that crossbow over to Shadowheart. Opening party mode. Send that over. And let's just double check. Oh, I missed the dead throw. That's okay. We'll have Shadowheart pick that up. Okay. And from tactical view, zoom in on these two Nautiloid tanks. Look for this oval here. Go right in the center of that oval.
And move.
Now we want to move these Nautiloid tanks closer to Commander Zhalk. Now the way the game allows you to move stuff is kind of clunky. Even though we can eventually move it all the way over here, the game only allows you to move stuff by steps. So you're gonna have to move these by steps. Pick it up, drag and drop it over here like this, as far as you can go. Same thing with this one. Drag and drop it as far as you can go. When it's highlighted in red, you can't move it any further. Okay? So grab it, drag and drop it. If it's highlighted in white, you can drop it. And then drag this guy over here as far as it will go. And this one over here as far as it will go. And that's pretty good. Okay, let's check our resources. Our resources are expended. Next. Shadowheart. We must keep her from taking damage. Okay, she's in the rear with the gear. If she takes damage, everyone's going to lose their blessing. So, the biggest threat to her is the lesser Hellsboar. So everybody else's assignment at this point is to go after the Hellsboar. With the exception of Lae'zel. Lae'zel can get a one-hit kill on this guy if she can get close enough. So, where is Lae'zel? Lae'zel is here. If Lae'zel is boxed in, if anybody's just is boxed in, you could just jump over. Okay, so let's have her jump over, get near the Hellsboar. Alright, that's good. Now we're gonna have her one-shot kill this guy. We have a 95% chance, okay. Let's do a quick save. If it doesn't work, we're just gonna reload. Okay, and you have a 90, I believe a 98% chance of one-shotting that guy. If you don't get a one-shot on that imp, reload. Alright, and at this point, that's it. We've used up our action, our bonus action, and we want to have her run defense for Shadowheart. Okay, so just in case this lesser board gets some ideas, we're going to put him her right there and have her equip her melee weapon, and that's it. Okay, so she may get an attack of opportunity if this lesser Hellsboar makes a move for our guys down here. Who else do we have? We have Shadowheart. Shadowheart's assignment is to get hang on.
Ready.
Her number one priority is to get Commander Zhalk to drop his weapon as soon as possible. Okay, and we're going to do that by using the command drop spell. So, who else? We have, okay, so Lae'zel is in position. That's it. That's all we can do to prevent the Hellsboar from going after Shadowheart. So we're going to move Shadowheart within range of casting the spell. The spell has an 18-meter range. Okay, so basically we want to keep her away from the Hellsboar. Move up about there. Alright, and because we have a candle, this is something we can do with Shadowheart. Let's bring up party mode. Let's drag the candle over to Shadowheart. Okay, and before you take the shot on Commander Zhalk, let's drop the candle. There's the candle right there. And see this little circle around us? Like, I don't know, I'm going to give this a name eventually. But what you want to do is just drag the candle over so it's just within the circle so you can easily pick it up afterwards, okay? Now, context menu on the candle, use. If it doesn't light up, context menu on the candle again, use. Once the candle lights up, use your bonus action to dip the candle, and this will refresh the fire damage on your bow. Okay, so this is a way of using up Shadowheart's bonus action and making sure that her bow always has fire damage on it. Right? Now you can just context menu on the candle, pick it back up again, and we're good to go. At this point, she's used up her bonus action, but she still has her action left. At this point, you want to do a save, a quick save, and then you're going to go to command drop. Okay, and we're going to take a shot at Commander Zhalk to get him to drop his Everburn Blade. So go for it. And he dropped. That's great. If it says saved, that means it resisted command drop. Simply reload and go again. Okay, that's one of those times you're going to do a tactical reload and you're going to keep casting command drop on Commander Zhalk until he drops his weapon. Alright, once this weapon is dropped, do a quick save and you're good to go. Alright, so that is all of Shadowheart's resources used up. Let's just move her forward as far as she can go. And one thing we can do is drop some weapons for the mage hands. So let's go back to party view and transfer some weapons over.
Never a dull moment.
First of all, I want to organize Miss Isle's inventory like this. Then go to party view and transfer these hand axes over to Shadowheart. Okay, and go back to Shadowheart's rather not Miss Isle's, but Shadowheart's inventory, and we're going to drop these hand axes for the mage hands as they advance. So just drop them and drop them, and you can go to tactical view, show items, see where the hand axes are. There's one there, and there's one there. We can just grab this and see if we can there we go. Let's just move this in so it's in plain view. Beautiful. And there's the other hand axe there. Those are waiting for the mage hands to come up and grab and throw at Commander Zhalk. Alright, so that's it for Shadowheart. She's used up all the resources. Miss Isles has used up all the resources, and Lazel's in position for the Hellsboar. So that's the best we can do. Let's do a quick save. And then we can end turn on everybody except one. Look up at the top of the screen, you see a little hourglass.
I wonder if this is worth
End
the
turn
cost.
on Shadowheart.
Swift and
End turn on Miss Isles. At this point, when you have only one end turn left, you can do a quick save because it's the Mind Flayer's turn again. So if you want to re-roll on the Mind Flayer, that's an easy way to re-roll. Okay, so do a quick save now, and then let's just end turn to see what the Mind Flayer does. See if he gets a good shot. And he got a good shot. He got 20 damage, so that's a good roll. But that's another time you can do a tactical reload if you don't like what happened, because he is one of your best damage dealers on Commander Zhalk. Alright, so that was good. Quick save. And now we have us and the Conjured Crab in the shared initiative, and their assignment number one is to kill this guy to make sure that Shadowheart stays nice and healthy. Right, so let's start with us. Target the Hellsboar. Make sure that his path does not go through the fire, and let her rip. Great, so we got lots of damage on him. And let's just move him up so that the Hellsboar gets cheeky and tries to move somewhere. I should probably have moved him over there, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so he might get an attack of opportunity on the Hellsboar if he tries to move. And the Conjured Crab. This path is going to go right through the fire, and that will kill him. So we don't want to do that. Instead, let's use jump. Jump as far as we can go. And let's see if we can get a shot on the Hellsboar. Go for it, my little crab. And he missed. Okay, so the Hellsboar survived, but he's surrounded. That's good. Us has a bonus action left over, but there's nothing you can do with that. Except de-summon yourself. Or jump, but we don't have any movement left. Can we jump? No, we don't have any movement left. Conjured Crab, though, can move around here. So let's run defense for Shadowheart. Okay? Put him right there. So just in case the Hellsboar gets cheeky, we might get an attack of opportunity. Attack of opportunity relies on your, pardon me, your reaction, which you can see right here. Okay? Opportunity attack. Basically, when you put guys within 3 meters of the enemies, if that enemy tries to move, you may get an attack of opportunity as they move away. Okay, so that's that. Everybody's used up their resources. End turn, and we only have one more end turn left, so let's just do a quick save just in case we don't like the results. Tactical reload, and let's see what happens. The Hellsboar takes a shot at us. And that's it. Okay, so now we have the mage hands up the bat. both Lae'zel's Mage Hand and Miss Isle's Mage Hand. Let's start with Miss Isle's Mage Hand. You can tell which is which because Lae'zel's Mage Hand starts out invisible, so that's the invisible one. The other one, okay, is going to set up a blockade to block the 2 Cambions that are going to come in here. Alright, so you definitely want to do a quick save in case you garble this up. Do a quick save, and then you want to hit fly and send your Mage Hand in here right next to the middle container. Okay, so put them right there. And we're going to set up a blockade to perfectly block the 2 Cambions that I told you about that are going to come in here, because they can get dangerous if you go past turn 9. If they get in the mix, they can really make things difficult for you. So what we're going to do is going to take the middle container, pick it up, and stack it on top of this container, just like that. Okay? Now that it's perfectly stacked, you're going to pick up the bottom container, which will pick up both containers. Like that. Once you picked it up, rotate it so that it's horizontal like this. Then you want to put it directly between this narrows here. Perfect, like that. Go to tactical view, zoom in. And what I mean by the narrows is, see this curve here and this curve here? The narrowest part of this hallway is right there. You want to put your stacked containers exactly like that. Okay, right at the narrows. So it perfectly blocks the 2 Cambions. Let's just pick it up here and rotate it a little bit like that. Just get it perfectly placed like that. There we go. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Just like that. Then you're going to back off just a little bit. And you're going to take the other container and put it directly behind it. Okay, so take this one here. Spin it around. Put it directly behind the other one right there. Okay? If it turns red, you can't drop it. Make sure that's highlighted in white. There. This will perfectly block the Cambions. They won't be able to fly over. They'll just get stuck behind it. Okay? And that's it. And we're going to send this guy, use all his movement speed or movement distance to get back out. And he has used up everything. There's nothing else he can do. He can't use his action or bonus action to do anything else. Let's switch back to the other Mage Hand. And his assignment is, if the Hellsboar is still alive, his assignment is to kill the Hellsboar. If the Hellsboar is not alive, he's to move up, try to grab one of the axes that was dropped and take a shot at Commander Zhalk. But the Hellsboar is still alive, so we're going to take a shot at him. And he's still alive, but he's only got 1 health left. What we can do is move him around this way and try to do a shove on him. Your shove is your bonus action. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but whenever you use a shove, make sure you see the green line going away from the enemy you're trying to shove. If you don't see that green line there, if you don't see that green line, that means you're attempting to shove the enemy in a spot that he can't be shoved. So even if the shove is successful, he won't move. Okay, so make sure you always have that green line there, okay? So let's take a shot, and he resisted. And let's see why he resisted. You can go into the combat log here. I'm not sure what happened there. Oh, I know what happened. I accidentally clicked here and I moved my guy. Yeah, that was it. That was Mr. Fumblefingers. See, the lesser he used an opportunity attack. Oops. Sorry about that, Mage Hand. That's no good. I don't want that. I should have a quick save directly right here. Okay. Let me just quickly set up the blockade again. Back to this guy. Quick save. He's a learner. Let's go take a whack at this guy. Make sure he doesn't pass through the fire on his way there. Nope, we're good. He took 1 hit, or 1 point damage. Let's bring him around. Use up his bonus action. Try to do a shove. And we got a shove this time. Great. Okay, good. Haha. And quick save, because they like those results. Okay, so everybody has used up all their actions and bonus actions that they can possibly put to use in this turn. Alright, so end turn. Do a quick save before the last end turn. And next up the bat is Commander Zhalk. He's dropped his weapon, so all he can do is melee, or rather unarmed attacks against the Mind Flayer.
Take this shit.
Most he can do is 6 damage.
We must take the transponder.
And he didn't do anything. Next is back to Missiles, Lae'zel, and Shadowheart. The priority is to kill the Hellsboar. So let's have Lae'zel
Time to strike.
take a shot at him. That's it, he's down. Great. Okay. Now Lae'zel's assignment is to get up here and pick up the Everburn Blade. So it's going to have a bonus action left over. So what we could do is, let's not waste that opportunity. Even though we have a candle, but just for demonstrational purposes, I could just pass the candle to her. But let's say you don't have the candle. What you could do is use your bonus action to do a dip. Do a dip here in the fire.
Boost.
Recharge your crossbow with fire damage, and then move up to go get the Everburn Blade.
Taking position.
And I should probably have looted that guy on the way. Anyways, doesn't matter. We're going to loot everybody at the end. Okay, so Lae'zel is all used up. Shadowheart. She's dropped her weapons.
My faith will protect me.
At this point, the best thing to do is do a quick save. After we've gotten Commander Zhalk to drop his weapon, the best thing we could do now is command and grovel. Okay, so do a quick save now. %55% chance. And we got it. I'm getting really lucky. If you don't get it, simply do a tactical reload and try again. You'll probably get it on the 3rd try. And we now have him in grovel. Can't move or take actions, bonus actions, reactions, has disadvantage on strength and dexterity saving throws. Attacks against a prone creature have advantage if they're made within 3 meters of the creature. Great. So, we've dropped his weapon and he's groveling. That's exactly where we want him. Shadowheart still has all her movement and a bonus action. So once again, we're going to get her to drop the candle. Always keep her crossbow lit up with fire. Even though it lasts 3 turns, you don't want to waste any actions or bonus actions. Okay, so bring that candle over, light it up, use your bonus action, dip.
This'll help.
Yes, it will. Pick the candle back up. Okay, and now Shadowheart's assignment is to loot this side. All here. So let's have her go here. As much as she can do with the movement she has left over. Loot everybody here. Alright, so Shadowheart's, all her resources are used up. Next, Miss
Time
Isles.
to push my luck again.
First thing we're going to do is cast dash bonus action again to give her extra movement speed, aka movement distance. Have her move up here, and we're going to move all these Nautiloid tanks in a line along here. Doesn't matter exactly where, just, you know, in a line where, you know, they're accessible, just like that. That's good enough. Make sure you don't put them too close together, otherwise they'll stick together. And you don't want that. Okay, so those two are nicely placed. Now we're gonna... She has a third one that she can drop. And we can move this one over here like this. Gonna have to move it by steps. And let's see if anybody is within range of the fourth one. No, they're not. Oh, wait. Lazel. What did I just do? I don't want that.
Swift and lethal.
Okay, let's see if Lazel can drag this tank over here within range to pick it up. We can. Pick it up. Okay, now I'm going to party mode. Drag a drop in over here. Give it to missiles. Now missiles can drop it.
Still on my feet.
Okay, and she can drag and drop this over here. Anywhere. Unfortunately, that might stick these two together, so I'm just gonna pick this up. Yeah, make sure they don't get bunged up like that, because they'll stick together. That'll work. Alright, and now we want to push forward and spawn the other two lesser imps and Hellsboar.
Light on my feet.
There we go.
Hurry, before they strike.
Okay. So, how's our crossbow doing? It no longer has fire damage. And our path is interrupted. Okay, let's start off with passing the candle back to Miss Isles, but she's used up her bonus action. I believe this is an 86% chance of one-shotting this lesser imp without fire damage. Let's just take that chance. Quick save. And we got a one-shot. That's great. Okay, so no harm done. And let's use up... Wait a minute. Loot that guy. Don't have enough movement. We'll get that next turn. Okay, so missiles is everybody's used up all their resources. That's great. Okay, that's optimal action economy. All right, so end turn. End turn. On the last end turn, do a quick save just in case you don't like the results of the enemy's move. And the Mind Flayer is about to take a shot. Let's see if he... Well, he's gonna have advantage. So he does 16 damage. That's great. This fight is going well. Okay, so Commander Zhalk is still growling. Haha. And it's our turn again. Who's up to bat? The two mage hands, us, and Conjured Crab. Okay, so this area is entirely clear. Shadowheart is going to continue working, looting there. So now all these minions, all of them, all their assignment is to get up near Commander Zhalk, take cheap shots at him, and or push Mind Flayer away so we can create some distance between the two, so we can set ourselves up for some opportunity attacks around Commander Zhalk. If you're new to the game, you may be going, what the fuck are you talking about? Okay, I'm going to demonstrate this right now. First of all, we've dropped some weapons here. We can send... the closest mage hand here. Yeah, let's send them over here. Okay. And see if we could throw one of these weapons at Commander Zhalk. Yeah, we got a shot. And we did 1 damage. Why not? Right? And let's see if we can move this axe a little closer. Very good. And again. Very good. That's good. Next. Us. Is out of range, so the best thing we can do with us is, first of all, you kind of get extra distance if you jump first and then move. I'm not sure why this works. This may be a glitch or a bug, but yeah, I always suggest with these minions, jump first and then move. And he's out of range, so let's just use our dash, which is an action, and use that to get within the area of Commander Zhalk. Don't bunch everybody up too closely here. Let's put him right here. That's good. Next, Conjured Crab. Same dealio. He can't pick up anything. He's out of range to do anything on Commander Zhalk, so let's just use his dash as an action. Click on him and get him within range of Commander Zhalk. Let's say, let's put him right over here. Go, my little crab. Attaboy. Alright, so he's used up all his action, or his resources. Finally, the Mage Hand. Him. He's way out of position, so let's just use his fly and get in there as far as we can. And make sure it doesn't... See, sometimes the game loops it back. You don't want that. You saw that we're looped back. That's a waste of movement. Okay, let's go there. Very good. And there's nothing more we can do. There's no weapons or anything within range. So that's it. Okay, so everybody's used up all their resources. The only one that has an action is out of range and doesn't have a weapon available, so that's it. Let's end turn. And just before the last end turn, do a quick save in just case you don't like the results. You can reload. And Commander Zhalk had to use up all his resources just to get back up. So now we have Missiles, Lae'zel, and Shadowheart. The situation here is we have a lesser imp. Best thing we could do is have Miss Isles take the candle. She has it. Drop the candle. Let's drag it within her range to pick it up again. I always like to do that just in case you can't pick it up afterwards. Light it up by clicking on use. Use her dip to recharge her bow with fire damage.
Advantage I can get.
That's right. Pick it up again. Now we have a one shot because the crossbow has fire damage on it. We can one shot this in. So let's just move forward. We're within range. 100% chance to hit and almost a 100% chance to one shot. So do a quick save. Kill them, and that's good. Used up all their resources. The best thing we can do is this guy loot here. Take that. Loot here. Whoops. And just wait there. It's highly likely that this Hellsboar is going to use his dash to get close to Miss Isles and force an attack of opportunity if Miss Isles tries to move away, which will freeze her in place, but we'll deal with that later. But that's the most we can do with Miss Isles. She's used up all the resources. Alright, so now we have Lae'zel and Shadowheart. Priority is Lae'zel. Get her to pick up that Everburn Blade. When you're doing this, let's do a quick save. This can kind of garble up. The game just like does the worst possible thing. So I recommend you get close first. Then do a quick save. Then try to pick it up. Great, we got it. Okay, so transferring the Everburn blade over to equip it is going to use up an action. So let's just go ahead and do that, so we have a much stronger weapon. Okay, we used up our action, used up most of our movement speed, but we still have the bonus action. Okay, so we can either shove Commander Zhalk, which has a much lower chance, 60%, as you can see the green line is going behind him, so it's going to be a successful shove, or we can shove the Mind Flayer, which has a 100% chance. Okay, so whenever you're faced with this, always choose to shove the Mind Flayer. So let's shove him. And what we're doing is we're creating distance between the Mind Flayer and Commander Zhalk. So now we can position our guys kind of like in a semicircle around Commander Zhalk, so that when he tries to move, we'll get attacks of opportunity on him. And it really adds up. If you position everybody just nicely like that, it really adds up, all those little attacks, those chip shots, attacks of opportunity. Who else do we have here? And we have Shadowheart. So that's it. So the crab is within range. Everybody's within range to do an attack of opportunity. So that's very nice like that. Very good. Okay, so Shadowheart.
Talk to me.
You're going to collect all the stuff on this side. That's your assignment, and we want to keep your bow fired up with fire damage. So let's go to party mode. Move that candle over. Shadowheart. Let's make sure she's not in the spot where dropping the candle is going to bugger up everything. He's empty, so let's go here. Okay, drop the candle. There's the candle. First thing we're going to do is move it close within the circle there. Use it. Light it up. Use your dip. Click on it.
Every advantage.
That's right. Use every advantage. Pick it up again. Okay, now we're going to take a shot at Commander Zhalk. Cheap shot's probably going to miss, but, you know, use every advantage. And it missed. And then continue her assignment to loot this side here. Got a crossbow there. And we're eventually going to move her around to collect this void bulb here that's probably out of range, but use up all our movement. Okay, so we've used up all the resources on all our guys. Okay, so end turn.
Catch my breath.
End turn. Just before you do the last end turn, do a quick save just in case you don't like the results. And let's go for it. Great, the Mind Flayer did 17 damage, that's great, it's going well. And it's our turn again. Conjured Crab is within range to do a pinch. Don't underestimate the power of this little crab. So let's go for it. Conjured Crab. Where's that pinch? Here it is. Okay, attack a creature's feet and inflict pinched. Pinched takes 2 piercing damage at the beginning of each turn, and movement speed is reduced by 3 meters. This is pretty powerful for a little crab. Okay, so let's see if we can get a pinch on Commander Zhalk. Go for it, my little crab. And he got a pinch! Who the man? Who the man, crab? Alright, so let's check out Commander Zhalk. Examine. And there we go. Takes 2 piercing damage at the beginning of each turn. So that's pretty good for a little crab. So that's why I had you choose the crab. Right? And what else have we got left here? Movement speed and his bonus action completely sucks. There's nothing you can do. All you can do is just unsummon yourself. But we can use a jump because we have movement speed. We don't have enough distance between the Mind Flayer and Commander Zhalk to provoke attacks of opportunity. But that's the best we can do. Alright, so that's it. Quick save. End turn. And Hellsboar, like I said, he dashes forward. Gets right up in Missile's face, so now Missile, if she tries to move, he's going to do an attack of opportunity. We'll deal with that later. Okay, so now we have us, Mage Hand, and Mage Hand. The best thing we can do, by far, is... Oh, these guys are still out of range. Okay, so, is there... Yep, we can get there. Okay, so this guy, since he's within range, Lae'zel may be blocking a throw. But we have a hand axe here. Let's give that a shot. Oh, great, we got it. Okay, we got a path. And it missed. That's no problem. Now we're going to advance. And once again, their assignment is to create separation between these two. And when you do a push on the Mind Flayer, it's always successful. So do a push, or rather shove. Shove him away. Create distance, and then position yourself between Commander Zhalk and the Mind Flayer so that we can get potentially an attack of opportunity. There we go. That's great. Who else? Us. Let's attack Commander Zhalk. Got 4 damage. Excellent. You go, us. Very good. And he's nicely positioned there, so just going to leave him right there because he's right in between, so get some attacks of opportunity. Next, the other Mage Hand, who is away here like this. There are no weapons on the way, so the best thing to do is have him fly over and get right here. I'll just get another potential attack of opportunity, so that's it. He's used up his action. Somebody has an action. You can take a cheap shot, but you don't have enough. No, let's just leave it like that. Okay, so end turn. End turn. Just before the last end turn, do a quick save. Let it rip. There's an attack of opportunity. There's an attack of opportunity. There's another attack of opportunity. There you go. That's the way you do it. That's the way you do it. Line up all those attacks of opportunity. Some of them may miss, but some of them will hit. There you go. Lae'zel using an attack of opportunity. Command Crab using an attack of opportunity. Yep, always do that. Okay, so how are we doing? The deal is we want to get Commander Zhalk down to 35 hit points. At that point, we can line up all these around him and do a big blast and kill him. Okay, so we still have this Hellsboar. And Shadowheart.
Victory awaits.
One thing we could do is move Lae'zel over here to no, I have a better idea. Instead, let's just take a good whack at Commander Zhalk using Lae'zel. Her attack with the Everburn Blade is going to do a lot of damage. If it lands. Let's go for it. Excellent. That couldn't have been better. 13 damage. Great. Have her loot that. And let's see if we can get a shove. Great, we got 100% shove. Create some distance. Excellent. And move her in between to line up another attack of opportunity. Great. Maybe just a little over there like that. That's great, just like that. Alright, Missiles is next, and Shadowheart. It's time for Missiles to start using her magic missile on this guy, but we also have this Hellsborn to deal with.
Blood comes easy these days.
There's something we can do with this melee weapon here. This will give us a bonus action, this flourish. This will help us deal with this guy here. Let's give it a shot. Got him. Alright, and we still have our action left. Oops. I misclicked. Wonder where I did quick save. This game can get a little clunky like that. Alright. It's not my turn. Everything's good. End turn.
Kill them, or your time is mine.
Great, getting all these attacks of opportunity. Lots of attacks of opportunity.
If this ship hits the ground, we're dead.
Okay, don't worry there, Miss Alice. Let's do a quick save. Let's do it right this time. Switch to a melee weapon. Use Flourish. There we go. Now we got it. Okay. There, that's what I wanted. Off balance. Great. And we still have our action left. Okay, so this dude is off balance. Off balance means the affected entity has disadvantage on strength, dexterity checks, and attack rolls against it have advantage. That's great. Now we can use our magic missiles on Commander Zhalk. So let's do a quick save here. Okay, all 3 magic missiles on him. And we're looking for at least 10 damage. Okay, the average for magic missile. Okay, lowest is 6 damage, guaranteed. Highest is 15 damage. If you add those 2 together, you get 21. So the average is basically 10.5 damage. So this is one of those times where I do a tactical reload. If I don't get 10 damage out of this, I just reload until I do. Okay, but we got 10 damage, so that's good. And we're just going to leave Miss Isles there, because if she moves, this Hellsborn is going to do an attack of opportunity. So let's just leave that like that. Next. How much health does he have left? Okay, 6. Yeah, we're good. Next, Lae'zel.
I am fury. I am death.
Commander Zhalk is getting down there. Let's do just a straight attack on him. Missed. Pummel strike. We're out of range to do a pummel strike on him, so let's do a pummel strike on Commander Zhalk. Missed. And what I should have done is push this guy away. I forgot. Okay, misplayed, but that's okay. And finally, Shadowheart.
Need to act fast.
Let's send her after this void ball here. Okay, so that should be everything looted on this side. We're good to go. Once again, drop candle. Drag it close. Use to light it up. Dip.
Might give me an edge.
Light up the torch. Pick the candle back up. We're good to go. And she still has a shot. Let's just throw it at Commander Zhalk. Actually did some damage. Excellent. Excellent. Very good. Okay, so that's everybody. End turn.
Fight.
End
Let's
turn.
go.
Just before the last end turn, quick save. It is the Mind Flayer's turn. Go for it, Mind Flayer. Do your thing. And he missed. This is great. This is ideal. See, because what he did is he moved away here. So now Commander Zhalk has to go through all my guys to get there next time. Could replay that. This is an example of what you do just before you let my player do his turn. That's why I always recommend that you do as a quick save. Let him have another shot. See, this time he did 12 damage. Okay, so that's the time you could do a tactical reload. Very good. Alright, let's do a quick save. I like those results. Quick and dirty, quick and dirty. Conjured Crab. Let's see if we can get another pinch out of him. Conjured Crab, do your thing. And he missed. Alright, and we're going to leave him just like that. Next is the Hellsboar's turn. He's probably going to take a cheap shot at missiles. Did 3 damage. And she broke my expeditious retreat. Okay, it's time for some reinforcements. He is still under the effect of off balance. So let's send the crab in. Since he's harshing our buzz. There we go. Enough out of you. Okay, good. That's good. So he's out of the way. What do we got left here? Us can move back and has jump. But we don't have enough movement. So let's just simply move back. That's a he's used up. Mage Hand. Same thing. Let's do a shove. Get some distance. Do a cheap shot on Commander Zhalk. Have the other hand do a cheap... We got one. Very good. Another cheap shot on Commander Zhalk. Missed. Position yourselves in between Commander Zhalk and the Mind Flayer. Completely surround him. That's it. We've used up all the resources. Quick save and turn. Okay, and Commander Zhalk's going to get his turn. Let's see if we can get some attacks of opportunity. There we go, there's one. We got a pinch. There's another one. There's another one. And he whacks the Mind Flayer for 6 damage. Very good. So now with the next... Missiles is not feeling very good. Let's have her drink a potion. There we go. Much better. Alright, so second group of magic missiles. Do a quick save. All on Commander Zhalk. We're looking for at least 10 damage, otherwise we reroll. 2, 3. That's 10 damage. Very good. Excellent. So, Commander Zhalk is approaching blast territory, which is 35 health. So we're very close. What do we got left here? Some movement, and so she has movement. Whoever's left to loot. Let's get this caustic bulb here. And don't forget these mucoid shells. What else have we got here? Empty, empty, empty. Probably going to blow the trap next time, so let's just move her away here. Okay, so all the resources are used up. We got Lae'zel and Shadowheart.
I am fury. I am death.
Yes, you are. Okay, so, Lae'zel, let her rip. It's a miss. Shove the Mind Flayer away. Get in between. Couldn't really get much distance there. And Shadowheart.
Can't give up. Not now.
What do you got left? The Dead Thrall. Okay, so you're probably going to blow the trap. Or you're a candidate to blow the trap. So let's make sure that your crossbow is always lit up. Use. Dip.
Worth a shot.
Pick up. I could send her to loot these guys, but I want to keep her out of the blast radius of the trap. So let's just have her take a shot. Cheap shot at Commander Zhalk. And she actually did 3 damage. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, so Commander Zhalk is definitely within the range where we can one-shot him by blowing all these. So now it's basically fire in the hole on the next turn. That's good. Quick save.
No choice but to
End
keep
turn.
going.
Victory awaits.
Let's see what happens. Mind Flayer missed. On this turn, we can't blow the trap. So we're going to set the trap, or rather the blast next time. This time, this is just basically more chip damage on Commander Zhalk. Let's start with the crab. Pinch. It's a miss. Swing and a miss. Mage Hand. This is kind of awkward. Let's see if we can shove the Mind Flayer over that way. No, didn't think so. It's getting too crowded here. There we go. Yeah, I just love doing that. And let's see if we can get some more distance here. Get this. There you go. Get this Mage Hand here. Have him do a shove. Great, lots of distance. Now we're going to pile everyone in between the Mind Flayer and Commander Zhalk. Might as well take some cheap shots on Commander Zhalk. Okay, and put him there. Might as well take a cheap shot on Commander Zhalk. Got one. Excellent. Where are you? This container's in the way. Let's see if we can move it out of the way here. Don't stick to that one. Please don't stick to that one. Very good. Very good. Excellent. Conjured Crab and us. Get in there and take a cheap shot on Commander Zhalk. Excellent. 34. Okay, so Commander Zhalk is definitely within blow the hell up range. Okay, so we're going to move the crab over here. Try to get an opportunity attack. Probably a little far away. No, that should work. That's good. Us has a bonus attack. Our bonus action is probably better placed there. So let's see if we can jump over here right about here. That's perfect. Okay, so now we set up a lot of... There you go. And finally... just move him a little closer. Beautiful. He's beautifully surrounded. Set up for a lot of opportunity attacks. Everybody's used up their resources. End turn, end turn, end turn. Just before the last end turn, quick save. Let's see what happens.
Take this ship. Australia
Opportunity attack. Attack of opportunity. Attack of opportunity. Really laying it in. There we go. Okay, so that's it. We got him. We got him cold. We can definitely instantly kill him now. So we're gonna blow the trap. Let's check on Shadowheart. She's still got 2 turns left on her bow. Just to make sure. Drop the candle. Move the candle close. Light it up. Dip.
This'll ruin someone's day.
You bet it will. Pick it up. Okay, so Shadowheart is well without the out of the blast radius. Now it's just a matter of moving all the containers around Commander Zhalk and clearing everybody out of the blast radius. Okay, let's just do a quick save. Alright everybody, fire in the hole. We're going to leave 1 mage hand to do this. We should probably move the containers first. Okay, looks like Lae'zel is going to do the moving.
Victory awaits.
Get a little closer. All those tanks around. Nice. Okay, and we also want to do damage to the Mind Flayer. Usually I like to completely surround Commander Zhalk. Very close like that. Very good. The problem with this situation is us is going to die in the blast, so I'm not sure if it's a good idea to blow the trap in this turn. So it looks like the Cambions have spawned. And then it's going to be the Mind Flayer's turn. He's going to take a shot, which is good. Then it's going to be our turn again. Yeah, okay, so we could potentially kill him this turn without even using the containers. But I'm going to stick with the plan. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Let's get Lae'zel out of the blast zone.
Nothing will stand in my way. These boots have seen everything.
That just leaves us. But he doesn't have a move. Well, all that's left is for everybody to take cheap shots on Commander Zhalk. We might even kill him. Miss.
Nothing important is ever easy.
Don't hit the containers. Miss. And that's it. Okay? Quick save. End turn.
I'm ready.
Could blow the trap now, but I don't want to kill us. He's still in the blast radius. Commander Zhalk is almost dead. This is like a really good one. We pinched him. This is a really good fight. Okay, mage hands. He's down to 5. This is hilarious. Let's see if we can get a shove on this guy. Actually, I didn't necessarily want to do that because that puts him out of the blast radius. Let's push him back. And the whole point of this is to get us out of the blast radius. So, dash. Dash, I says. Bring him over here. That's it, we're ready to go. Okay, end turn, end turn, end turn. Quick save. End turn. Got an attack of opportunity. This blast is definitely going to kill Commander Zhalk. He's only got 3 health left. The real issue is how much damage is going to do on this guy. Let's give it a shot. Party mode. Candle back to missiles. Drop the candle. Light it up. Dip.
Another trick up my sleeve.
Move the candle back. Pick the candle up. Alright. Quick save. Let it rip. And somebody survived and did it. Hang on, let me see. Yep, we killed the mind flayer. That's it. Smashing success. There we go. So, that's your Commander Zhalk achievement done. Killed the mind flayer. Killed Commander Zhalk. Actually did that before the there's the Cambions I told you about. They just spawned there. It's turn 9. But we wiped everybody out. So all it remains is to see how well the barricade holds. If the barricade holds perfectly, then we can take our time looting the area. For now, let's send missiles in.
One day
close.
I'll catch a break.
Get ready to loot. Very good. Job well done. Job well done. And we're done. Here they come.
Closer.
Yeah, the barrier's gonna hold. He didn't even attempt to attack it.
Get to the transponder.
There you go. Mission was a smashing success. Barrier held perfectly. They didn't even attempt to hit it. They're just stuck permanently. Okay, so now we can take our time looting. Lazel, where are you?
Ascend.
You're not within range, but Shadowheart is within range.
Got to concentrate.
Okay, so first of all, let's have her jump. Okay, Shadowheart. We know this is not part of your normal job description, but you're going to collect the loot. and burn your feet doing it. Commander Zhalk. Mind Flayer. Who's this? Can't do nothing, eh? Great, so the fire went away. Good, so now we can... Let's get out of here. Mission success.
At the ready.
Totally blocked. Still short. There you go. That barrier held like a champion. Shadowheart's within range.
Can't afford to let up.
Let her rip, and we're out of here.
You made it in time.
Whoa. What a night.
As you wake, a miracle given everything you've been through, but it'll all be for nothing if you don't find help soon. The tadpole is a death sentence, and the clock is ticking. You need a cure.
There we go. So we got 210 XP for killing everybody, and we got 5 XP for doing the Nautiloid, and we now can level up. Now level 2. Alright, Shadowheart is right over here. We can pick her up right away, and we can start picking up the rest of our party members as we progress through the wilderness, which is coming up in the videos to follow. So that was textbook. That was better than textbook. It rarely works out so neatly where you get so many good rolls and you can bring Commander Zhalk down to within an inch of his life. That's it. I'm going to close out this video. Thanks a lot for watching. Did you make it to the end? Post a comment. Thanks for watching. If you thought this was remotely entertaining and or informative, you know what to do. Give me a thumbs up, post a comment, and most importantly, subscribe to make sure you get all my videos hot out the press. Alright, see you next time. Hey guys, real walkthroughs like these are an endangered species here on YouTube. For a complete lowdown on the YouTube video game walkthrough scene, check out my Patreon page and please consider making a donation to yours truly, Major Slack, to help keep real walkthroughs alive on YouTube. You can donate as little as $1. That's $1, that's all. That's all it takes. Alright? Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it.